The search engine Google is showing this doodle in Australia and the UK on October 24, 2022 for celebrating Slim Dusty. Slim Dusty was an Australian singer and songwriter who recorded over 100 albums and sold over 7 million copies during a career spanning nearly 7 decades. Today's Google Doodle celebrates the Australian icon being awarded the Outstanding Achievement Award at the ARIA Music Awards in the year 2000. Born David Kirkpatrick in New South Wales and raised on his family farm at nearby Nulla Nulla Creek, as a little boy he dreamed of being a country singer. At the age of 10 he wrote his very first song, The Way the Cowboy Dies, and at 11 decided his future name was to be Slim Dusty, much better suited to a singing cowboy. At age 15, Slim made his first recording, paying for it himself. By sending his records to radio and singing where he could get a hearing, he eventually signed a recording contract with Columbia Gramophone Records, where he remained for the rest of his career. He left the farm to follow music as a full-time career in 1949, performing at venues, rodeos, local concerts, and eventually in 1954 taking the big step of setting out with his small family and at times other fellow singers to tour the Australian countryside over roads, good and bad. This took him to every state and territory in Australia on what eventually became his famous Round Australia tours, covering by car and caravans at least 30,000 road miles across 10 months of the year. He continued writing, collecting and recording the songs that became known as bush ballads, musical histories of the people and places in the Australian bush, little towns and the outback of Australia. In 1957, he released his recording of A Pub with No Beer, written by his mate Gordon Parsons. It became the best-selling song recorded by an Australian, and Slim was awarded the first gold record presented in Australia. In 1983, astronauts in the spaceship Columbia beamed Slim's voice singing Waltzing Matilda to Earth as they passed over Australia. Slim was the first singer to have his voice sent to Earth from space. He performed the same song as the closing act of the Sydney Olympic Games in the year 2000. Slim Dusty won multiple gold and platinum record awards and 38 golden guitars, amongst numerous awards including being voted a national treasure by the Australian public. Slim was one of the first inductions into the Australian Recording Industry Association ARIA Hall of Fame. In tribute to Slim, the Royal Australian Mint issued a coin celebrating his life, and the Slim Dusty Centre and Museum in his hometown of Kempsey opened in 2015.